So I heard a rumor, and because I know you, I thought you got inspired by Andy Warhol and that had you doing your nails. But come to find out is that when you were younger, you used to bite your nails. So what came first, the Andy Warhol inspiration or just the addiction to biting your nails?
I didn't know who the hell Andy Warhol was at the point that I was like, let me stop biting my nails. No, that came way, 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 way down the line once I started getting more inspiration from different artists, pop artists that people know. Yeah, I've been biting my nails since forever. I bit my nails from the day I can remember, and would always get talked about from my mama or whatever, or even just like, you know, when you go swimming and or even when you're in the bathtub and your skin get all, you know, wrinkly and shit afterwards, you can really tell that I bit my nails because it would just look so ugly. So it would be at the point when I would be at the pool and I would be hiding my hands. So I'm like, this is not cute. So by the time I graduated high school, and, you know, now I'm about to embark on the workforce or whatever the hell I was going to plan on doing. Because at the time I wasn't sure. But it was like, I need to have my nails done at the very least if I'm going to be applying for jobs and stuff. You can't be shaking with raggedy nails. So that's pretty much how it started. I never cared to do nails. I still tell my clients, like, I don't care about your nails. I care about the art, if anything. But I never, ever in the history of me would have thought that I'd be doing nails. So shit's crazy. Things happen. Things be happening.
Do you tell your mother that story like, biting my nose got me something?
Yeah, she wasn't going for a while. It was like, take your ass back to school. Like, go back to school, do your thing. Like, and when growing up, all we saw were Asians doing nails. We never saw black women. And if we did see a black woman, she was in her house and she had a clientele of her 10 people that she did or whatever. So it was just, you know, a parent caring about that kid. Like, are you going to be able to make money off doing what you need to do? Or would you be making more money if you went back to school and followed through with trying to do graphic design? Because that's what I really wanted to do at the time. So, oh yeah, she wasn't feeling that first. My dad, he was feeling it. He was feeling it, but it took some time for my mom to really feel it. She ain't feel it until like I started getting like celebrity like recognition and stuff like that. Like, forget all the girls in the city that's calling me and coming to your house at all times of night to be getting nails done. It took for a celebrity to say something. See, it be your own people. No, but
your own people, the ones that love you the most.
The ones that love you the most.
Welcome to another episode of HomeGrown The Series. I'm your host, Emmanuel Davis, and I have the pleasure of speaking with a good friend. She is a visual artist transitioning from graphic design to nails to home decor. She does everything. Art, shower curtains, everything. Tacarra Sutton, welcome to HomeGrown The Series.
Howdy ho.
So I'm just looking, and we talked about this earlier off screen. When you type out Spiff, you get article after article. You have a good 3 to 5 pages on Google. How does that feel?
It feels pretty damn good. Like, when I first started doing nails, like, and taking it seriously, I would intentionally go to Google, like, here and there, like, every month or so, just to kind of see what were other people talking about me or whatever the hell, whatever like that. Like, I started getting the articles, so I could, you know, Google those things, but somebody may have seen that article and made another post out there. So, and I started peeping that, like, it would be an article and then I would have like 2 more blog posts from some blog that I didn't even know of. And this is around when blogs first started like really, really popping. So it was like, okay, somebody made a blog post about me. This is really great. So, I mean, it feels really, really good. Like, and also too, I mean, it's just smart marketing because, I mean, a lot of my clients who don't know me through somebody else, they just kind of heard through grapevine. A lot of people tell me they saw me on Google first. When they look up nail art Chicago, whatever the combination of words, my name is always the first one that pops up. So that's a testament of the work that I've been doing. So I feel good. I feel good. Like,
Is it 10 or 15 years in the game?
It is about 13 years. We about the midway between those.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So I just
Because
want to
we're
let
here
the
in
people
2020.
know. Say it
Yeah,
again.
so we're inching into the 13th year. Yep.
So I did apologize to Spiff earlier. She's done my nails before,
Mm-hmm.
and it was amazing. I didn't get any funky bananas or any cool letters. I just got a basic clear coat, a little buff maybe. I don't know what it was, but my nails aren't done and I feel really embarrassed, but we're going to proceed.
We won't discuss these things because why you know better. Know better, do better. It's okay.
So you
My
said,
hands look really bad just like the other day. It's okay. It happens to the best of us. It's all right.
can you show the people your are these your nails or are these the press-ons that you've been working on?
These are actually my press-ons. They're a little dusty right now because I was working today, but these are press-ons that I literally just glued on my nails while I was driving on the way to get some food. Well, I wasn't the one driving. I was in the back seat.
We don't
Safety
recommend
first.
doing nails and driving.
Safety first, my people.
Safety first.
Safety first. But no, yeah, it's so easy. Literally, like we grew up hearing about press-ons for so long. You hear about the lead press-ons, or a lot of times people they would always couple press-on nails with, hate to say it, but prostitution, because it's such a quick kind of thing. What it really is, like I said, I press on my nails in the backseat of a car. Like, I literally was done in less than 5 minutes. So a lot of people have this negative connotation around press-ons, but as the nail industry has expanded and grown and shit like that, it's coming back out. So it's a perfect time, especially now that a lot of people aren't coming to the salons. I mean, especially because we really just opened up due to COVID. But it's a way to reach out to clients all over the world that have been trying to get their nails done, but who just can't afford to fly to Chicago real quick just to get their nails done. Like, that's not ideal for your average girl. So it's a way to get into people's homes now. It's pretty dope.
Absolutely. So is that when you started this new collaboration with Manny Me?
Yes. So it's interesting how that happened. I actually reached out to them towards the beginning of the pandemic. When I was doing the press-ons, I was finding it hard to find press-on nails that would fit short nail girls, because everybody ain't wearing their nails with no length. So the ones who just nails are really flush to the edge of their fingertip or whatever. So, and I thought it was just petty gluing on such a small little piece of something on your little ass nail. So I reached out to them because they had done a collaboration with another nail artist that I love dear and near to my heart or whatever. And a lot of the work that she does is pretty much, if she got her hands on it, is some guaranteed good quality stuff or whatever. So I had peeped the company and hit them up, emailed them, and wondered if they were interested in doing collabs. They hit me up right away. They were very happy, but then the feelings and, the life of COVID hit. And I didn't have COVID, but, just everybody was going through some type of, inner turmoil or inner awakening or whatever. So that caused me to just not email them back or whatever. Didn't think no more of it. But fast forward, George Floyd passed and got killed. I won't say passed. George Floyd was killed, and of course the explosions of all the riots and the focus on Black Lives Matter and just our inclusion in a lot of companies. So they were a part of the companies who noticed that they weren't, necessarily not looking out for Black people. They just, it wasn't on their radar. The lady, the owner of the company, she's from South Korea, only been in America for so long. She's been in LA, and unfortunately in LA, it's ran mostly by non-Black artists. So you can't expect her to know anything or whatever. But, actually talking to some of the artists she had done collabs with, my name came up in the conversation a few times. So the actual owner of the company hit me up and basically explained what I said. And, it's pretty much just that. Showed them a few of my pictures. They were a fan of my stuff. Their team brought it back really quickly, and the rest is now history, even though it just came out. But it's the beginning of definitely who knows, long-winded collaboration. So yeah, I've always told my clients from the jump that at some point there would be a sticker. I wasn't gonna jump on it just because I could and because it seemed right, because I'm Spifster, but I've always been that type of person when it came to my job. I've always never, I mean, other than of course the need to really fight for some stuff. Of course you gotta work and work hard for your stuff, but a lot of stuff that has happened to me has literally just kind of fell on my lap. Just being aligned and being in the right place in the right mind space. So that was one of those things, and it's perfect. So I love it. I love it. It's good.
You just touched on your collaborations. That's another thing. You sent me a list of all the collaborators you worked with in the last 13 years. It's a very, very long list. Do
And
you
there's
have
some
like
missing from that list too. That's the crazy part.
You sent me like 100 people, 100 companies.
And there's still so many. Because as I was coming up with the list, it would be like, oh yeah, I did. Well, okay, I guess. All right, I did do something with them. So you forget, things happen.
Talk that talk.
Things happen.
Yeah. Do you have like a favorite memory from one of your collaborations?
A favorite memory of mine. I worked with Cadillac once, and it was a part of a greater art show here in Chicago. Don't get me to quoting the name of it right now, but I say it to say it exposed me to a completely different clientele. Like my clientele is already pretty wide in range. Like, I get everybody, every type of girl, but there are still just certain sectors of networks that I haven't, dove into. And that's just simply because like, I don't know anybody, or I'm not necessarily hanging out with a 60-year-old white woman or whatever case. So to now be in an arena with a whole different price range scale and the scale of even type of art that was there, it was pretty dope to even be in the same arena of it. And it was kind of like, it felt like or at least for in the area I was working with Cadillac, it felt like it was like a car show of some sort, because it was like a nice little red candy paint Cadillac just sitting right there, and we were sitting off to the side of it doing nails. And I think it was my first time that someone had asked me to bring a team, it was my first time to bring a team to an actual event. So that was even dope to like, okay, I can hire girls and actually pay them, as opposed to, hey, can you just help me out real quick? I'll buy you lunch afterwards or whatever. So that was definitely something that stuck out to me or whatever. So, and also being in the room that no one knew me. Like I'll be in rooms where I think someone doesn't know me, and then the name comes in conversation like, oh, you're Spifster, oh, this is Spifster, da 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 da. So to now introduce myself to a whole another range of people was pretty dope. So that's my goal. That's been my goal the whole time in doing this art. Like I don't want to stop, and I always want to have something available to spread to someone new. Like it's dope that I won the hearts of who I've won now, but there's so many more people who would really enjoy my art, and I know it from the other stuff that they like. It's like, just you wait, it's a coming. So those are definitely like in my doper events when I'm around a different demographic of people. And that's not to say like I don't rock with my people, because I love my people, but it's to show another person who would think less of where I come from. Like, yeah, we're capable and we're killing it and we're exceeding expectations. So
you definitely are.
Be impressed. So
absolutely. And I think everybody is. I know a bunch of my friends that have gotten their nails done by you, and they're just bragging. I remember I showed my sister some of your art, and she was like, wait, she did that? And you had just mentioned this word. You love dope. You love dope shit. What about that word is attractive?
It's just dope. Like, just it is what the word is. Like, I grew up hearing dope and like music and stuff like that, and I feel around the time that I really started diving deep into my Spifster hood, or so to say, it was kind of around the time of what we call it now, the hipster, the black hipster that was kind of emerging in the scene. And dope was a word that you would hear around a lot, but it really stuck to me because it's such a strong word. Like, even just saying it, like dope, it's straight to the point, right to it, whatever. But it is what it is. It explains exactly. It's that ish. It's that stuff. Like, given, it's derived from drugs, dope. It's that what people need and stuff like that. So I consider what I'm doing as that. So it's kind of like labeling my stuff for you to know what it is. Like, stamp approval is dope. And just on some typography type stuff, the way the word is laid out, it can be written really well. When you have that high loop of the D and that low drop of the P and that little O and the E, and it's like just curls. It's just curls. So it just works. It works really well. Yeah.
But, and granted, please forgive me, how do you get dope on a nail? What is that? What's magic?
Patience.
Oh.
Patience is definitely skill and practicing. Like, I tell girls that attend my workshops, when I do have workshops, they're expecting to be able to write that script right away. And it's like, well, first and foremost, I wasn't doing script from day one of me being Spifster. Second, when I did start doing script, it wasn't that tiny. It wasn't that straight. It wasn't that crisp, but I practiced it all the time. I practiced it every day. You kind of get the wave and the flow of which you want to really, make your words. So, yeah, just patience and practicing and knowing just how to conceptualize and in an artistic way bring things together where it's laid out in a way that's sellable to a person. A lot of times in design, some things can be too crowded, too heavy, too thin, too airy, whereas my work kind of has like a balance and mix of all of those, and it kind of like this.
So I know that dope is one of your designs, but if you look at your clients' nails, it looks like they're all one-of-ones. What continues to inspire you to create these unique designs for your clients?
One main thing is so I can keep them happy. Look, because I figure in any relationship, whether it's your marital, your career, your children, you got to keep things spicy. You got to keep things fresh. You got to keep things new and cool. So I don't ever want to get to a point where my clients get tired of me. Given I've been given the freedom to recreate designs of them all the time. Like, I've had clients telling me, like, you can do what you did that other time. I really liked it actually when you did do that. I didn't want to ask you if you could do that again, but you can do that leopard print again on me one more time. So they're okay with it, but it's just something fun. It creates a different experience. So me being able to create another experience really inspires me to, like, well, let me try to come up with something new each time if I can or whatever. And at this point in doing my artistry for so long, I literally have a Rolodex of, I would say, notable styles of mine. And if you go through those different, styles, you can literally contrast, compare, take out something here, add it to this, take an element from this component, add it to this, or take 3 components put together, and you can always create different designs. So a lot of my designs can be intermixed and stuff. So if I can't think of something that's completely brand new, because I get clients who are like that, like, I want something that ain't never been on your Instagram page before. It's like, well, let me compile some techniques that I've tried before in the past and see if I can create something new with it. So, and a lot of times when I'm doing nails, like if I have mess ups per se, I kind of create things off of the mess up. So if my hand gets too heavy and I put too much weight on it and it's a blob or something, now it's like, well, let me find something to do with this blob. So a lot of styles even come out from that type of stuff too. Like, I remember this one style, it was really like a clean, like neutral color, and I was doing like really delicate white lines, and I think I was coming back with like another delicate black line on top of all of it. And when I was like, I think I got to like all the fingers, but like eight out of 10. And then on that 8th finger, like my hand got too heavy, and it was like a big black ass dot on the top of the nail, and it was like, oh no, I know. Inside of me, I'm dying. Like, that was not what I was going for. But then when I look back at it, me and the client at the same time was like, well, I actually kind of like that. Like, it's actually kind of nice. I'm like, I was hoping you were saying it because I actually thought the same thing. So I don't gotta take it off. Okay, cool. We're gonna try this then. So designs come out of mistakes too. Like, I just let it flow, like, you know, so.
And I haven't seen all your designs are like dope. Like, I'm gonna go use this word a lot because whether it be the bananas, whether it be the gold specks, whether it be the blobs, whether it's intentional or not, I think all your clients love it. And that speaks to like your celebrity clientele. Like, can you recall when you got that first call for a celebrity? I think I've heard that you worked with some big names, but I wanted you to confirm that. Like, who have you worked with? How was it to get that first phone? How was that feeling getting that first phone call?
I'm trying to think my first biggest celebrities, because at the time I had kind of started skirting through some like D-listers kind of stuff, or a lot of people who like ran big time blogs or different influencers and stuff like that. So at the time it was like Afro Bella, who at that time was like the biggest known natural hair blogger at the time, whatever. Gabby Fresh, who went on to be a MTV VJ, and now she was one of the biggest plus size influencers there is, whatever. Or even Nicole Bitchy, back when she had her Bitchy site up, whatever. And this was when she was planning on changing to something positive. Like, that's kind of who I was doing at the time. So I got the call to do Chrisette Michelle's nails. So she was my biggest client at the time. And at the time I was working at my first salon, and the owner, she dated a person who had entertainment company. So they would entertain and do a lot of like meet and greet type of situations at the salon because it was a nice space for it. So Chrisette was in town. She did a meet and greet, needed her nails done. And I was the one to be called for the job because I was only nail tech at the time at the shop. So I'm just like, hell yeah. This is like the prime of Chrisette Michelle, like back when Neo Soul was like hitting, when all the girls out here with their teeny weeny froze and stuff. So
if I had my way, Chrisette.
Exactly. So that was pretty cool. Like, it's just every step of my way, and I still feel those moments now when something good happens. It's like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Because to reiterate what I was saying earlier about me really pushing for what I'm getting, like what I'm receiving, like a lot of stuff just falls in my lap. Like, I didn't call them, or I never told her to hit up her girl to hit up the celebrities. Like, I'm seeing some of the people that will come through, because at the time that was when they were doing a lot of events at the Shrine on Michigan, on Wabash. So I'm seeing the people that's coming in town. It's like, damn, I could, but it's like, let me be cool with it. Let me just come, let it happen. So we set that up. I almost missed that appointment with her in a sense, because I was supposed to do it that day, wasn't able to. So I was hoping and praying that she would be able to reschedule the next day. So she was able to. And I mean, from there, I only did her nails literally one time. And from that one moment, I had a lasting impression on her, because fast forward a few months down the line, she's messaging me like, hey, I want you to check out this song. I put it on my album, and I, basically shouted you out in the song. So I'm just like, well, hell yeah. Like, what? So I'm over here thinking like, well, maybe it's a song for artists, and how they have kids at the end of the song chanting names or some shit. I'm like, well, maybe I'm a part of the chant or something like that.
Spifster.
But not even that many. Like, Spifster, another artist. Like, just keep it moving. We just gonna go past it, whatever. So I'm listening to the song, and my name is literally mentioned in like the 8th line of the song, of the first verse. And I'm like, oh, I'm in the right place. Okay, I'm doing something.
Yeah.
I never talked to this girl to put me in a song, name drop me. You know, you should rhyme my name with some stuff. I think it rhymes with some things. Never talked about it. And this woman literally just calls me, this Grammy award-winning, world-renowned singer, who done a freaking feature with Jay-Z and all the... She had to feature me on her album. So that was like, okay.
Your nails were in a picture with Jay-Z a long time ago. I think at the first Made in America, Adrian Bylon took a picture with him, and you were like, "Hey, those are my nails."
Yes, like it's that close. Dang, I forgot all about that. That's crazy. Yeah, so
you've been doing it for a while, man.
And like I said, I'd be forgetting.
You're a graphic artist at your core, and you just somewhat, like you say, fell into the world of nails. Did you always want to do interior design?
Yes, I did. I mean, other than your childhood, I want to be a doctor, that type of stuff. Like, from what I remember, that was like the first job that I really, really wanted to do. And from an early age, I was exposed to interior art and didn't even realize it. Like, I lived in a Section 8 apartment where the walls were supposed to be painted white or you would get charged, but my mama wasn't feeling that. Like, I never lived in a house with white walls. Literally, the only white wall was like the inside of a closet. Exactly. So I'm dying looking at your background. No, I'm just kidding. What is he standing behind? But like the wall that I remember, like my earliest memory of just like, oh, that's nice, like in our living room. And it was something simple. It was literally diagonally a rose pink at the top and gray at the bottom. And it was like all black accents in the room. I thought our living room was the coldest living room, and it was, especially in a Section 8 building where people finding their furniture from alleys and stuff like that. So it was like, and then my mother, she still to this day literally changes her shower curtains once a week. And it's not like she going through like 2 different ones. It's like, you're not going to see that one that you saw that time using her house until maybe like towards the end of the year. Like, it's going to be a few of them that come in. And so it was like, damn, so I didn't know I could even do that. Like, you think that you're supposed to get that one shower curtain and, you know, that lasts until it gets tattered and torn or it gets stained or something. Like, literally, it's a different vibe every week when I would come into the bathroom. It's like, what would she come up with now? Like, what new rugs would she get now? So I was exposed to it so early, not even realizing it. So I always wanted to get into that. And then when I got to high school, I figured it would probably be a way to get into it deeper because, you know, you went to that school called King. They had the different strands that students could pick coming in. So there was an option between like theater, there was
computer technology,
and then there was architecture and drafting. So to me, architecture and drafting was the closest thing to interior design. I got the art and the technology part down. I had been doing things on computer by then, but it's like, okay, now learning these measurements of homes and floor plans and all this stuff like this is exactly what I would need to get into it. Fast forward, I didn't get into it right away because we didn't have the program at King. And I feel as though that probably started to push me into an opposite direction with it. Like, maybe I don't want to get into it like that or whatever. I just make my house cute. But once I got into nails and really started to expand and do my own thing and started hearing more and more like, oh, I can see these nails as a canvas. I can see these nails as a pillow. I can see this as a rug. It starts to just get bed into you more and more. It was like, you know what? You're right. I can see this as a wall. I can see this as a chair. So it's just full circle how it all work out. Like, you just got to be patient with your process sometimes because things will happen in ways you just don't even know.
And yeah, you got it honest from your parents showing you art at a young age, and just your mom changing the shower curtains. You got that from that translates to your nails. you change the vibe every time. Even if you thought that pink didn't work, I'm going to add this accent rug or this color or this wall art just to make it all tie in.
Yeah.
And that's dope. And I remember when Deco Spiff dropped, you
Mm-hmm.
had a pillow and it literally just said dope. And it blew my mind. I'm like, yo.
It said do dope shit. Oh, wait, no. So there's 2 pillows drops.
I thought it was just the one.
So the first time me popping into the interior world was, it was the Join the Pillow fight. It was the pillow fight. That was that collab with my friend Brittany, who was interior wear. What do you want to call it? What do you call it? Upholsterer. She was an interior wear upholsterer. So she came to me basically saying what I was just saying. Like, she would look at my work and would see that she could see my designs on pillows. So let's find some type of product that we can sell to people that, you know, she can promote to her people who are getting their furnitures, you know, hacked into. Here, put a pillow on top of it. And same with me, you know, you're not getting your nails done, but here go a pillow. So the first one was that we came out with a line of 8 pillows. And that was amazing. Like, just to have people come to a release party was like,
This is my
really
part.
like it. Yeah, I actually like it. And it was more than just like, you know, your friends and your family are obligated to come to things like that. But to see people who I didn't necessarily rock with on a day-to-day coming out was just like, what? Like, this is wild. So that inspired me to want to do it on my own. Like, you know, I'm all about collabing, but I'm also all about what can you do for yourself. And I knew my strengths of being the designer in that, you know, collab. So it was like, I can create some things. And, you know, yeah, I created these designs for this collection in particular, but it's cool. I don't have to even create no designs with that in mind. I got a whole I have a whole mindset in my head of other things. So from that point, I just kind of would design things from time to time. Wasn't no rush. I never rushed anything, like just coming up with stuff. And then I came across Society 6. And, you know, it was like, okay, this is a way for me to actually put my stuff out there. So that's when Deco Spiff happened. It was one nice, gloomy October. About maybe about a year after I dropped the first line of pillows. And
yeah, been rocking ever since.
Been rocking ever since. So the next step, you know, we're gonna get this popping on my own. You know, I definitely appreciate the platform, but now it's just doing, you know, getting out there on my own. So you can go to my aisle at your local Target and just pick it right there off the aisle, you know.
Yeah, because you got clocks, you got art, you got rugs, you got bedding, you have shower curtains. The possibilities are endless. Like, your options, you can put dope in your designs on everything. How does that feel? Wait, first, has your mother used your shower curtains?
She is not. So my mother is particular. My style that's on there is not her style. She's real. She likes a lot of florally, kind of light dusting type of, you know, things. Where me, I'm a lot of bold lines, you know, a lot of sharp contrast and colors and stuff like that. Probably a little bit too much. I probably just have to force her, basically, and just buy it for her. And it's like, look, you can throw that in your rotation. It's only going to be up there for a week, so come on. Throw me in there real quick, shawty. So maybe I just got to design one with her in mind. I'll just do that.
But you've done floral prints on nails.
I definitely have done floral prints and nails, but when it comes to my graphic design, I do a lot of my more like linear line work comes out when it comes to graphic. It's easier, of course, with paint on a nail to kind of blend flowers and stuff like that. If I can blend paints like that on Photoshop, I would do that. But, you know, that also goes into just, you know, schooling myself and figuring it all out or whatever. So down the line, we'll learn how to do things like that. Yeah.
When are we going to get the IKEA collab?
Look, you know.
Is it already in the works?
It's not in the works. Not in
It's
the
not
works.
in the works. Okay.
But it could be. It is in the works because you never know who talking about you. You never know.
It's amazing how your art has transitioned into all these different worlds. You mentioned earlier about Cadillac. Last year you were at Complex Con, and that was dope. You had your
That
own
was
booth, you had your
so
own exhibit.
dope. Oh my God. That was dope. I sat there when I was like preparing my booth and just watching people passing by. This is maybe day 2 of prep. They gave us 2 days to actually set up the booth. And by day 2, a lot of the bigger brands, because they got the money to hire 60 people to set up their booth. So all the people who were managing those booths were now walking around looking at stuff like that. So it's kind of like a preview day of Complex Con, and seeing these people walking around, I'm just like, this is literally the biggest event that I've ever done. And I've done some really dope things. Like I've done many events with Nike. I've done many events with I did the freaking HBO when Insecure first came out. They did the campaign trail for that. So like I've been placed in these great spaces, but at that moment it was like, this is me. This is me doing my thing. Like, and I'm showcasing this. I'm not showcasing this through a sponsor or whatever. This is all my money. This is all me doing what the hell I have to do. So it was crazy. It was crazy. Like I learned a lot. I lost a lot. I gained a lot. It was dope all over. Like, and it had me excited to now, produce events now and do things to showcase my art even more, because I showcase it on Instagram all day. I showcase it to my clients when they get the nails done. I do my commission art here and there, whatever. People see what it is that I'm doing, but to actually have this physical small store in a sense, like to receive my stuff, it was a game changer for me mentally. So man, it was crazy.
What kind of feedback did you get from the event?
Oh, it was amazing. I got no bad feedback. At least it never got back to me. Like, if anything, the biggest feedback I got from Complex Con was like, word, you actually did that? Or like, oh, word, you got a booth? Because, word got around about, prices of the booths and things of that sort. So people like to clock your dollars and stuff like that, but not knowing any of the stories and things like that. So when people started to find out, like, oh, you got a booth? Like, so how much that you did? Oh, what? You here too? Like, oh, it's like, yeah, I am here too. Like, at that point, I've been doing it for 11 years. I have worked with a plethora of clients. I've worked with a plethora of celebrities. I've worked with a plethora of behind the scene individuals, people who work for these companies, run for these companies, who are the financial directors of some of your top companies. So I've been embedded in this for so long, and I've influenced a race and whole group of nail artists at this time. I have a place here. I rightfully so am supposed to be here. So, and this is understanding for you to realize how cold I am, because you too, not you, but person who was doubting, you've heard of my name this whole damn time too. Always, but you haven't done what you needed to do to research how cold I was. This solidifies to you how cold I am. So even from then, like, I remember going, I was in Art Basel a few months later, and was talking to...
Wait, hold on. You just dropped that so casually. I was at Art Basel. Like, that's like a premier event, right?
I mean, anybody can go to Art Basel, though. Like, anybody can buy a ticket and walk around in Miami and say they're in Art Basel. People do it all the time. Anybody can... The homeless people in Miami are at Art Basel. What I'm saying, because it's art everywhere when you go to Miami, when you're down there. It's a difference when you're saying, like, I have participated in, Art Basel. But, and this year in particular, I didn't participate. I have participated before. But this year in particular, I didn't participate. But I was talking to a DJ from here, who I had been seeing had been killing the game the whole year. And a lot of time, me being a Virgo, I'm an overthinker. I be thinking, I'm like, man, I need to be doing work. I need to be doing more work. I'm seeing these
Mm-hmm.
people out here grinding, not knowing their story. Same with me or whatever. How I said it's falling in my lap and I'm not really grinding toward it. Same thing could be happening with these people. You just never know or whatever. So I seen her and I'm basically congratulating her on the year that she had. Or like, you've been killing it. You doing your thing. I see you, sis. And she like, no, I see you. Like, and just had this whole moment with me or whatever, and how I've inspired her and how I was an OG in the game and all this stuff like that. And to me, you know, I didn't necessarily see myself as an OG to her because we in the same age range and shit like that.
Yeah.
But to hear that from her, from this person who was just on a Jordan billboard this week, doing this week, it's like, okay, it's good and it's humbling, and it sets my mind right. Like, you straight, you good, you doing something, you where you're supposed to be, and it all will work out. So.
And you just touched on it. People consider you an OG, and you're definitely a veteran in the game, but you're still very young, and you still got a lot of more work to do.
Ooh, I ain't did nothing yet.
Exactly. And I'm like DJ. I've been watching you. You did my nails maybe 15 years ago, and I'm like, dog, you really been doing it. Like, I'm not gonna just gloss over these collaborations. You've done work with Neiman Marcus, Google. You mentioned HBO, Cadillac, CPS, CTA, Paranova, Afropunk, Ebony. That's dope, man. Like, yes, we gonna keep saying dope. That is just dope,
Simply
man.
dope. Yeah.
It's definitely dope.
Blessed
Where do you go from here?
Continuously keep going, being more intentional in the companies that I work with, making sure that they're being intentional in what they're doing and stuff. So, because I mean, when you come in it and a big name like a Nike comes at you, Adidas comes at you, you like, hell yes, I gotta work with you or whatever. But you don't know any of the inner workings and stuff like that. And not to say that those companies, you know, I figured out some stuff afterwards, you know, like, oh, I'm not doing this no more. But you find out certain things about every company. Everybody got a way of doing something that may not be guided to what you want to do, or they could be trying to make you do your art in a way that you don't necessarily want to present your stuff. So, you know, from now is just continuously being intentional in who I choose and making sure that I'm getting my worth, and knowing that however and wherever and whatever the hell that me and we're doing with this company, the collab that has happened, that it's actually for some greater good of some sort. You know, I'm over just a party. You know, like, what is the party going towards? If we are going to have a party, are we going to do something where it's good for motor skills, or is it good for like sensory skills or something like the therapeutic type of experience, as opposed to like, oh, y'all just coming in here and some nice music and y'all getting your nails done and drinking something. So that, and on the more personal side, really, you know, doing everything that I've said that I would do in the past maybe 5 years of my craft, or even longer than that. Like, there's ideas that we all have that we've always said, or things that we think about, dreams that we had since we were like 13, 14, that you still think about now that we're 30, 31, 32, doing those things, because over the span of time, they're still good ideas. Absolutely. And they're still very necessary for the time. You know, sometimes things can get outdated, but everything that I have in mind is something that would be, you know, will be remembered and necessary for going forward, and may create a new wave of new shit or whatever. So
absolutely
doing that, and I've been doing it, you know, getting more out of the salon and focusing on my other art, creating custom pieces, doing apparel, doing home pieces, tables, and pianos, just throwing that out there. Just give me a piano to paint on. Like, just, you know, continuously, you know, stepping it up. Like, so that's the next steps for Spiff.
I do admire your you touched on the apparel, and I remember when you first introduced that, you were doing like Louis Vuitton bags, Chanel bags, different boots, and it's amazing how people will imitate your art now. Like I'm walking around and I see people, I'm like, wait, Spiff did that first. She did that a while ago. Y'all late. But you are an OG in the game, and you do work at a salon, low key. It's not low key. It's low key where you are a manager at. And how has the pandemic affected clients coming to the salon?
Well, it's been pretty cool. I will say that I'm lucky to have a clientele that cares, who completely 100 wholeheartedly realize that this is a real thing going on out here. Whether we think it's fake or implemented by the government, whatever happens is some people are getting sick, and people really realize that what my service is, even my service compared to the hairstylist services, is a little bit more intimate. I'm directly in a person's face and I'm holding your hand. Both things that they're telling you not to do at all. So everybody's been really understanding. You know, I've had clients that have rescheduled because they had to take the test and they were waiting for the results to come back, so they just didn't know, type of thing or whatever. So or just now I have to put in like obvious time to sanitize in between. Like I will sanitize my stuff anyway, but pre-corona it'd be easy for me to more just pack in people back to back or whatever, or I'll have the next person, because my clients get cool after a while, so it wouldn't be nothing for a client to sit there while the other client is being done. So now I'm being very direct on, you know, I'm 30-minute grace period between everybody's client. Don't bring any outside guests. Don't order in no food, because I don't need you stepping to the door and messing up time and you possibly, you know, wedge into somebody else's time, or even, you know, being late. Like I'm getting better at my customer service, but there are times that I have been tardy with some of my clients, and you know, some of them have kind of gotten used to it and kind of use it as a time to drink coffee or whatever the hell it is. But it's like now it's like we're not having that no more. You need to be here on time, or your service will be forfeited or rescheduled another day. And because of that, I'm not fitting as many people in a day, and that just spaces out the schedule farther and farther. So instead of that appointment you think you're going to get 2 weeks from now, it's taken up because it's not that many people today. So now you got to come in 3 weeks from now or whatever. So it's just a changer. It's people are just getting adapted to all these new things that's going on. The society has changed in every way. So
absolutely, it's
just something else to add to the list of, you know, getting used to.
Because this was Homegrown The Series was an idea that I had 3 years ago. And I asked you to be my first guest, and we were just in the salon, me and a crew of like 5 other people just chilling and just having to adapt. It's amazing how you said it, you hit the nail on the head. People care about you. Like, all right, I want to continue to support Spiff. I want to continue to buy black, shop local, and just get my nails done, and it sounds like it hasn't slowed down for you at all.
At all. They were waiting. They were knocking on the door. If I said I was doing nails on the first day that they shut us down, they would have been there and got their nails done, knowing, one, that I would take the proper precautions to not get them sick, but also, two, girls want this spiff. They don't care. And even now, I have a lot of clients who aren't going back to work. They are still at home, but they still want those nails done. They don't care. They by themselves in the house. Nobody's seeing them. They got they Zoom chat on do not see or whatever the case may be, and they still
turn the camera off
with these pressos on. They at home doing their own thing. So
exactly.
No, it's they love me. They definitely love me and they care, and I rock with them because they do care. Like even just getting, you know, those payments from here and there, just because, you know, just because I was going to be getting my nails done anyway this week, I'm going to just send you this money, or, hey, girl, just thinking about you. Like, I even had people who weren't my clients that came out of the woodwork. It's like, here's $20 just because I'm thinking about you. It's like, I appreciate that. You know, I appreciate that. So,
I have 2 more questions. You keep saying your girl clients, your girl nails. Do you do guys' nails now?
I do whoever the hell comes. I don't get a lot of guys though. I don't get a lot of guys. If anything, I'll have my guy friends who would try to get a manicure here and there, but that's just not happening as much because your average guy is not booking an appointment for nails, especially online. Secondly, your average guy is not fast enough to book an appointment with Spifster compared to my other clients. So, and a lot of times when guys think about their manicure, they're not thinking about like, hey, in 3 weeks, I'll need a manicure. Can you like put me in? They're thinking like right there on like, hey, can I come in tomorrow? So it doesn't happen as often. But as far as like male manicures with the designs and stuff, I don't do it often enough. And, you know, I wish I would, you know, they come here and there. I get one every like quarter, maybe.
Well, after this, I'm gonna book an appointment for 2021 because I guess that's when you're free again.
Okay.
And I would love a spiff design.
Your little pinky ring or a thumb. I think the thumb is cool because you can see it when you press it on your phone.
Okay. Sure. You guys heard it here. I'm gonna book me an appointment and I'm definitely gonna put it on my Instagram and hopefully she reposted it on hers.
Or you can get a smiling face on your middle finger.
Yes. Hey, you can do whatever you want.
He said yes.
You are the artist. I'm just here. I'll be your blank canvas. Because I pay attention to this, your hair changes like every other week, and your hashtags are hilarious. You have Supreme Spiff, you have Deco Spiff, you have Spifster's Nails, but you also have a section called Hair. Who does your hair?
Her. I'm like, her, HER. I'm like, no, I don't. Her. Yeah. My best friend / business partner / owner of Salon Low Key, Shervin McLean. So he's been doing my hair since I met the man. We met at a salon downtown maybe about 10 years ago. And literally like we kind of stumbled across each other's work. It was a 3-story salon. He worked on the first floor. I worked on the 3rd floor. And he lived in Miami, so he was only in town every other week. So I never really would see him. But it was one fateful day that the water on the 1st floor didn't work, so they had to come upstairs to the 3rd floor to use the sinks. And that's when he saw my work and was like, oh, you actually kind of dope. Like, it's kind of cool. So that's another reason why I like dope. I hear it often. I definitely hear it often. But from there, you know, a few people came to me, you know, to, you know, work with them afterwards. He came to me and basically, you know, I like your work, I like you, you know, let's rock together, whatever. So after him just like kind of, you know, embracing me like that, I'm like, look, can you do my hair real quick? So he did the first hairstyle he did on me was a flip. And that's like the go up like that. And at that time, the flip was completely outdated. Completely outdated. I had gotten a flip maybe in the 5th grade. And I'm like, no. But I'm not going to say nothing because I'll try anything once. I'll let you do whatever the heck you need to do. So when I looked at my hair afterwards, I'm like, he killed this flip. He just killed this. I felt so beautiful. He's been doing my hair ever since that day. So, and I'll try people here and there, like back in the day. But at this point, you know what's good for you. Like I have clients who feel the same way about me. Like they won't go to anybody else, even though if they know they can't get in touch with me. It's like, I'll wait. Okay, so Shervin, you know, and he understands me a lot, and he's a visionary when it comes to styling and hair. So he'll see something that's, you know, great and far, just way past. Oh, and Tisa does my braids because he doesn't do my braids. Tisa does my braids.
Was that flip that was it was like a lilac purple?
No.
This was
before the crazy colors. I think I was doing I had like a mahogany and an auburn kind of color, a little autumn leafy. Yeah. A little autumn leaf looking.
A little auburn. I love that word. Tacarra, that's all I got. This has been another episode of HomeGrown The Series. Spiff, Spifster, Miss Sutton. Thank you so much for the first interview 3 years ago, and now for this interview today. I truly appreciate you. You inspire me, and you inspire a whole community of people. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Because you're making all of us proud.
Thank you, man. That means a lot. That means a whole lot to me. Honestly, truly.
Can I see your tat?
Make sure I ain't ashy.
We got time for you to go grease it up a little bit more if you want to.
Be cool.
There you go. There's Spiff, guys. Peace.
Bye.
All right. Thank you.
Of course.